welcome inside Coca-Cola Coliseum. The Toronto Sceptres host the New York Sirens for their final meeting this season. And a lot on the line still for Toronto. While their ticket has been punched to the playoffs, there's still a chance for them to finish first. That's how they finished last season. But New York has been playing spoiler. 3 straight wins for the first time ever. All 3 of those wins coming in regulation. And just the second time the Sirens have ever had a 3-game streak. And here they go, off and running. Captain Zandy Hart taken into the corner in the New York zone as Osborne watches on. Scamora plays it down for comfort to Team USA teammates. Monroe from the point finds Scamora once more. He's taken into the boards by Simpson. Gets it back. Pushes the puck up for Peyton Levis, who scored in her last game for New York, and there'll be a great feature on her in the first intermission, but we're still here in the first minute of this game. An electric night, pride game for Toronto. Eldridge with the feed in front. What a save by Jackson to get things started in her first ever start. New York unrelenting. Shelton pulls up. Shrugged off by Jackson. They've got a high sticking. That's the whistle. Jackson comes out to play it. Talked about her being a fan favorite, and Ryan said she's a team favorite, and that goes a long way. Now Rock getting oh so close, and watch out for Abby Rock as she gets near a goal line, Megan. Abby Rosenthal at the dot. New York with some powerhouse face-off winners centering their lines, including Abby Rock, who leads the league with a 63% face-off efficiency. Zandy Hart will settle it down. And New York has absolutely been, you have to make the most of the situation you're in now. Maggie Connor trying to do the same. She looks for a feed. Passes it back below the goal line. Nurse along the near wall. Spoke free, and out comes Jade Downey Landry. Fast coming in to cut off her lane. Takes her around the end boards. Fast gets it back. What a play by Renata Fast. She's one who can create opportunities. In fact, leads the league in secondary assists. Someone who's a big playmaker, a big part of this, leads all defensive points as well. Sheldon is the defensive goal scoring lead, and quick no-look shot on goal by Gosling.
Both teams have had turnovers that they need to be careful of.
Oh, watch out as Peyton Levis drives the net, and it's turned aside by Jackson. You could expect the crowd to love every save tonight. But some dangerous chances in the slot here. It's kept out by Savannah Harmon. Harmon looking for some support. Harmon, of course, coming to the Sceptres this season in a trade, a big blockbuster trade right before the new year, along with Scamora from Ottawa. What a change up there, but has settled in well with the Sceptres. Shelton spoke with Rob Pizzo before the game, says, sure, we love to play spoiler. Why not? It's making the most. She kept saying, we've got nothing to lose, but in some ways, you've got everything to win here.
In both teams, Toronto's now looking at what they can perfect on going into playoffs. In New York, like you just said, Danielle, has nothing to lose. So put it all out on the line. Enjoy your last few games together as this team.
CJ coming out again to play the puck to the point. Zandy Hart puts it in the far corner, trying to set up her teammates, but out comes Watts. Watts to Miller. They've combined on a few this season. More than a few, in fact. A great pairing, but Miller's been a little bit quiet on an 8-game goal drought. And she has been so good against New York this season, Miller has. Now Carter trying to play it up for Scamora. Osborne will go to play the puck. Only one save so far for Osborne early in this game. Along the center line, out comes Haley Scamora once more. Scamora takes it towards the net. Oh, and Izzy Daniel can't clean it up. Sirens trying to make a clean exit. Can't do that as Scamora keeps pressing. Scamora on a one-woman mission right now. Fast with a shot through traffic, and Daniel trying to grab hold of the rebound. The Sirens smothering defense here.
Izzy Daniel does such a nice job in the offensive zone, surrounding that net, but also popping up high as support, and it's so important that you have those layers.
And Fargo also an Ontario native, so playing up in Toronto is a bit of a homecoming in some respects. Of course, New York has not done well in Toronto. They've got one win here. Between the two seasons, that was the inaugural game from the point. Harmon to Watts, scores! Daryl Watts strikes for Toronto.
Listening to this crowd is absolutely incredible, but this place starts off Renata Fash joining the rush. It's a quick play up to Hannah Miller, but she doesn't stop, and Jessie Comfort with a quick turn back. It's a cross ice pass, and what a shot. That corner is picked, it's tipped, and then it goes in the other corner. So for Daryl Watts, who's getting rewarded with a hard-working shift, but it all starts from the defensive end, so it's a 200-foot play, and Renata Fast reading and reacting to jump into that play.
Toronto's leading scorer now has 12 goals on the season, and her stats match up even with Sarah Fillier. The two of them now second in league scoring at 27 points. It's been a big year for Watts, signing with the Sceptres after playing her inaugural season with the Ottawa Charge. She led that team in goals with 10 through the first season. Harmon looks for Scamora.
New York needs to stay up in that gap for the neutral zone. They're giving Toronto way too much time and space to now enter their offensive zone. So New York has to get tighter to create those turnovers in the neutral zone. They've done such a good job of that all season.
A quick start for the Sceptres, or at least the first period one, and they have the best record when it comes to scoring first. But Levis looking for the equalizer. It's kept out. Jackson and the rebound cleared out by Nurse.
And for CJ Jackson's 3 saves, they've all been potential goals. So
yeah,
CJ is in this game.
Well, New York is a team, they don't need too many opportunities. They've won when they've been outshot. Bit of a quirky team in that way when it comes to the stats, and a lot of people wondering how they didn't make the playoffs, but in a 6-team league, 2 teams won't crack the semifinal rounds.
And I think all the coaches are questioning that as well, is what are they missing in talking about that 9-game.
Nora Toulouse takes over the puck. On to Shelton now from the point. Fecto with a clean pass to Toulouse in the slot, backhand, stopped by Jackson. Jackson did dress in last year's Pride game, but first time ever seeing action in a PWHL game. Fast. Sends it down for Comfort, who picked up the primary on that Watts goal. Watts now opening scoring back-to-back games against New York. New York, of course, their opponent the last time Toronto played inside Coca-Cola Coliseum back on March 19th. They've been on the road a while. A 2-on-1 with Hartshee, and she stopped in close contact by Jackson. Jackson's rolling, and the Sceptres just trying to keep the puck far away from her net as it goes. Comfort picking up her 9th assist of the season. Harmon as well getting the secondary on that Watts goal. Talked about the need for even strength scoring. Now a chance for New York in close, but Levis denied. He's going end to end. This is certainly a very energetic game. You can tell that New York came prepared.
In that last shift, though, Daniela, Toronto got caught on 2 plays where they're outnumbered by New York. So they have to be careful and clean up that neutral zone and clean up their changes.
It is about building good habits, and Daniel takes it away from the blue line, but Carpenter with just a quick chip. Carpenter, such a skilled, clean player, has not taken a single penalty in her PWHL career. Now Fillier, no-look shot on Jackson. Jackson dialed in for that one. Turnbull sends the puck up for Natalie Spooner. Blocked by her Team Canada teammate. From the sent up. Held in by Flanagan, finds Nurse, patient. Flanagan at the near wall. Sends it around. Monroe looking to pick it up, far side. And on it is Flanagan once more, back in the neutral zone.
You can notice that Toronto doesn't want to hold on to the puck long. They see New York's tired. They're hemmed into their zone. They're trying to pop it up in that neutral zone right away, which is how they've caught a lot of teams this season for odd player rushes.
Flanagan sends it into the neutral zone and trickles down. Brooke Hobson comes to collect for New York. Nurse with some good physical play to get the puck back. Trying to find Connors. Along the line, Rock to Eldridge, 2 stars for the Sirens. And Emma Woods comes in, former New York Siren herself. Played with them last season. Fast with the drag, goes cross ice. And it's Barry's own Eldridge who collects. Looking to develop a 3-on-2, but it's offside. An electric start courtesy of Daryl Watts early on, just past the 6-minute mark. So it's a 1-0 lead for Toronto in the first. Well, I remember the talk, especially at the beginning of the season. How do you stop that line? How do you stop a Carpenter-Fillier duo, trio out there? And right now, Toronto on the move. Comfer brings it in. Tries to shake off Zandyhart. Flanagan from the side and at distance. It's saved by Osborne. Watts with the puck once more. Takes another shot. Hard off the pad is Harmon. That'll give Shelton some room. Watts' opening goal here. For 22nd career PWHL goal. Only Poulin and Spooner have more. Just a testament to the type of player Watts has been.
She's putting points on the board, and they're not just any points. Some of those goals are pretty.
Turnbull collects it after taking the face-off. Faces the pressure from Rosenthal. In her rookie campaign, Rosenthal been strong for the Sirens. Shelbeen winds up and catches her own teammates. Kamora takes her out. Shelbeen playing with the Swedish women's national team, captained them at Worlds. Out come the Sceptres. Oh, and a blown tire there by Daniel. Keeps the puck in the zone here for New York. Toulouse, Shields. Faces that pressure from Shelbeen. Toulouse and Shelbeen played against each other in that quarterfinal, Finland and Sweden, but now back in the PWHL. Fecto with a hard shot, but not only is it blocked, it's taken away by Turnbull. Turnbull looking up. Oh, and a sneaky little steal by Zandyhart. She puts the puck into the far corner. Looking for that support. Now Fecto digging in for the Sirens. Monroe up to Malte. Taken away in the neutral zone once more. Plenty of takeaways in this game. Spooner need to take it back for the Sceptres. Flanagan with a quick feed. Both teams coming out strong here to start. Just under 7 minutes left in the first period. Hannah Miller trying to get through some traffic.
A lot of turnovers, but a lot of smart plays by the teams that when they create that turnover, they're trying to get those odd player rushes and keep the momentum moving forward.
Toronto from the neutral zone draw. To send it in, Watts. Now Miller finds Watts. Back to Comfort. Out comes Abby Rock. Rock's taking some fire, and that'll be the first penalty of the game. Power play brought to you by Royale. Tiger Towel, paper towel. Power through tough messes. In that case, Toronto able to win it. But now just to hold on to some control short-handed. They have one jailbreak on the season, courtesy of Sarah Nurse. It was the team's first goal of this second campaign in this very building. play smart here, watching out as Scamora nearly takes it away. Eldridge back up, and this is the second-ranked power play in the league. 14 of their 19 power play goals, though, have been scored on the road. They are much better on the road. Shelton, little cross-ice feed, finds a friendly face. Rock at the point, back to Eldridge at the near half wall. To Shelton and around. Carpenter looking to feed it in. Sheldon looking for a lane. And stopped by Jackson. Well, New York, second best power play in the league. They have been held without a power play goal in their last 2 meetings against the Sceptres, but are 3 for 21 overall in this season series. They've had the opportunities. They've had more than 100 opportunities in the league. Zandy Hart, far side. Another chance here as the puck stays in on the attack. Zandy Hart over to Bourbonnais. Bourbonnais eyes up a lane. Just wide on the near side. Zandy Hart. Another chance to Bourbonnais. Zandy Hart comes in. High slot in the glove. Bourbonnais to Zandy Hart. Comes in once more. Just misses the stick of Rosenthal from distance. No chance for a redirect there. Flanagan with a hard rim. We're back to even strength, but still in the Toronto end. Miller just out of reach of her stick. 2 shots on that power play. Toronto with the 4th-ranked PK in the league, but does have the best penalty kill at home. We saw that in action. Only 5 of their 17 power play goals against have come on home ice. Driving once more to Loose. Dropped it off, but a Sceptre took it away. New York trying to even things out before the end of the first period, approaching the 3.5-minute remaining mark. Shelton from the point. Gets it up off the glass. Now fast. For a way out for the Sceptres. It's taken away from Comfer. In flies Watts. Watts so quick. Now behind the action is Simpson. Will flip it down, go for a change.
Renata Fast is the exceptional player she is because she reacts off of plays before they happen.
In the corner is Rock to the point. Zandy Hart nearly tipped in at Hartje and Eldridge in position. Hartje in the far corner. In her inaugural season as well, a rookie from Detroit. Up along the end boards, Hartje gets it out for Bourbonnais. Zandy Hart once more to the high slot. Bourbonnais shoots. Wide once more. He's looking for support down low. Rock getting into it. What a hold. There's that long reach of Rock's stick. Just under 2.5 left here in the opening frame. And Malte can't stay up. Sirens press on. Loose puck. Levis goes for it. Takes it around with the feed in front. Carpenter was set up exactly where she needed to be. Levis down low. The Sirens continue to press. Shelton, this is some sustained time. Shelton comes in and scores! Ella Shelton ties things up with Toronto.
The crowd's a little bit quieter now, I think, Daniela. But we talked about Ella Shelton to open this game up just by saying how poised she is, but how she isn't afraid to walk down. She sees that lane is exposed, and Natalie Spooner is trying to take away the inside of the ice. But Shelton, as a lefty on the right side, has her forehand on the inside of that lane, and she takes that. A simple shot. There was nothing special to it, but Alex Carpenter in front, tied up with Renata Fast, taking away CJ Jackson's eyes, sold that play.
8th goal of the season for Shelton, her 15th point. She came in as the defensive goals leader in the league and has now added to her tally. So strong. Had 1 power play goal this season. against the Sceptres. Of course, scored the first ever goal in the PWHL against Toronto back on January 1st, 2024. Bourbonnais cross ice as Sirens now looking for the lead. They're hungry. Head up. Daniel can't get a hold of it. Behind the back feet from Bourbonnais, taken away by Turnbull. Turnbull winds up, just trying to get the puck on net. She'll lay the body against the end board. In the last minute of play, and Downey Landry fires. Glove by Jackson.
Ella Shelton did have the most points in PWHL inaugural season, but now Renata Fast is tied with that. So will we see Renata Fast point tonight? Ella Shelton may just have to put a few more on the board and maybe have a fight to the end of her last game.
Well, Fast would certainly like to contribute to the next goal for Toronto as we're in a tie game in the final minute here. Flanagan plays it back for Monroe. There was just one power play in the opening frame. It was a good penalty kill for the Sceptres, who open scoring. Now Comfort looking for Flanagan. Comfort gets it back out to Miller this time. Miller steps up, shoots, turn aside. Haley Osborne in net, facing 10 shots so far. Carly C.J. Jackson in her first career start, already facing 13 shots in this first period. Can the Sceptres shoot another? Nurse. There's the whistle. There was a bit of confusion because the in-house scoreboard has a different time than what was set, but the buzzer went, and that'll do. So for the first 20 minutes, we're tied at 1, Toronto, New York, inside Coca-Cola Coliseum. Number 2, Reagan Kirk, dealing with an injury, but now you've got another goaltender with some experience as well. Jackson, the 4th Toronto Scepter netminder to see action. It's Campbell, Erica Howe, who is watching on today's game. The action immediately in the Scepter zone. The Sirens coming out strong, looking for their first lead of the game. Watts, who got things going. The last 3 goals for Toronto against New York this regular season come off the stick of Daryl Watts.
This game is going to get physical, but both teams have to expect it and have to be ready to make that next play. Get that puck off your stick, let the puck do the work, but then fill in those lanes. Support your teammates. Sarah Fillier does a fantastic job for New York. Daryl Watts on the other side does an awesome job for Toronto.
Monroe gets it to Turnbull. Turnbull drives towards the net in front. What a feed to the slot. Daniel was there. It's Abby Rock coming in with Shelton. They were setting up a rush for the Sirens. Jesse Eldridge digging out. Eldridge scoring the overtime game winner against Toronto earlier this season. Gamora towards the net and another chance. Incoming off the pad. The rebound was wide open for Izzy Daniel. Abby Rock, her pass gets picked off, and then another turnover. This is a continuation of what we saw in the first period. Eldridge drops it off for Rock. Hard off Jackson. And Sirens send it down low once more. Gabby Rosenthal, check that. It was Hartchie doing the work down low. Now Downey Landry has had herself an exciting last few games. Started with that historic 6-3 win for Ottawa. Shelton from the point, blocked in close, but once again New York setting up shop here in the Toronto zone. Right in front, a bit of a scramble. The puck is alive. It's below the goal line, near the end boards. Gamora sends it cross ice as Spooner goes in. Kept off the puck by Shelton. Bourbonnais looking for a stretch feed up, gets it back in the neutral zone. Quick stick by Fast up to Woods. Couldn't get played by Osborne. Now Malte, she can't hold a slippery puck tonight. Team's trying to grab some control here. 3 minutes in to the second period.
And with no whistles, the continuation of the puck, both teams are feeding off of that. Keep it simple, exiting your defensive zone.
Well, it's a 2-on-1. Levis with the feed across. What a play. She was trying to find Fillier. Levis once more. Taking on, she's up to the task as the winger with Carpenter and Fillier. Levis pushes the puck ahead.
And another turnover, Danielle, and we stress this. Focus on the blue lines. Control the puck in your blue lines.
To Loose, up to Fecto. Shelton couldn't hold the blue line there, so they'll go for a change. And Toronto with a little bit of breathing room, looking for a way out. We'll just get chipped into the far corner. So it's an icing call. Bourbonnais setting up, can't find a lane, takes it around. Malte tracks her. Goslin gets the puck up. Comfort facing that pressure from Abby Rock. Rock scored the league's first Michigan goal. Now Eldridge keeps it herself with a little chip play on Jackson. Carpenter wins it clean. Zandy Hart at the point. Her point shot stopped short. Now comes Connors. Drops it off for Watts. It's taken away by Carpenter. Up for Fillier. We're headed the other way. Sarah Fillier. She was waiting for Carpenter far side, and Miller plays it up for Watts. Bit of a miscue. Miller gets it back in the neutral zone, and another turnover.
A lot of turning by both teams. Not a lot of stops and starts because they're trying to catch the opponents on their heels. But both teams are doing this. But New York is doing a nice job changing when they're catching that turnover.
Watts can't find a way up the near side. Now Gerard forced to play it back. Around the boards in the New York zone. Levis. The nifty play. It's rimmed around. Jackson goes out to play it. And Shelton at the point. Keeps it in for New York. Gets the shot off, or rather puts it down low for Downey Landry. There's no goal, and fists are flying. We knew it would get heated between these two. It doesn't matter what is or isn't on the line here. This PWHL hockey. Downey Landry with 3 goals in her last 5 games. A good stick for Daniel to at least get that pressure out of the Toronto zone. New York has certainly been aggressive and hungry. Maybe that's why there's been so many turnovers. It's a little food joke for you. Turnbull into the far corner. She gets taken down. Will play on. Shelbean trying to work it off the wall in the Sceptres zone. Bourbonnais along the near wall, trying to steer it in from the hash marks, but Turnbull takes it herself. Trying to find space in the middle. Draws the white jerseys away. Sharp angle shot. A good look for Turnbull. Spooner coming in from the far side. They get that support from Malte. Quick work by Sarah Nurse.
And you see what Sarah Nurse is trying to do there. She's trying to send Spooner on that weak side to catch New York behind.
Abby Rock looking for the pass or the shot. Keeps it herself. Shields. It's stripped, and Nurse trying to hold on fast. Coming in for that support. The far corner, Fast and Nurse. In royal blue for the Sceptres, but Hartshee going to do the work there for New York. Chipped up by Spooner, and Malte comes in. Can't keep Zandy Hart off it. To the far corner. Gosling goes down. Time just winding down here in the second.
Exactly. There haven't been a lot of whistles. Toronto just had to change 2 players in the offensive zone, but New York reads and reacts off of that. So Simpson with a quick pass up. They're just trying to tic-tac-toe these plays together and gain offensive zone on either side.
Well, Monroe into the the slot. Now kept in at the point by Flanagan. Puts it down for Connors, but hops in there and a loose puck in front. Hartchie goes in for the clear as Flanagan tries to get a glove on it. Monroe takes it to the boards in front of the benches. Osborne out to play. Shots on goal favoring the Sirens 18-13 at this time. Approaching the final 12 minutes here in the second. Fillier holds, keeps it herself, takes it around. Carter puts it up for Watts. Across to Comfort. She's taken into the end boards. Truly end-to-end action here as Fillier gets the pass off to Levis. Change for the Sirens. Shelveen can't find space on the far side. Bourbonnais from the point. Bourbonnais walks in, gives a shot. Blocked in front. Gerard's pass fanned. And he'll just drop it off down deep.
And Gerard, that is a fan on that pass, but now she's able to counter quicker. So now New York is trying to catch Toronto in their zone.
Watts to Comfort, and she'll opt to dump it. Out comes a fresh line for Toronto. Meanwhile, Zandy Hart looking up for Downey Landry. Will reload back in with Shelton facing that pressure from Daniel.
I feel like I'm watching this game on overspeed right now, like on a fast forward, because it's back and forth, with no teams having opportunities.
Still tied at 1 here in the second period. Just under 11 minutes left. Sirens and Sceptres in Toronto. Monroe from the draw. Just to float it down. Catches bodies in front, and out come the Sirens. Monroe trying to hold it in. Once more, Nurse gets taken down. Spooner trying for a pass. Has no one there. Looks to grab the open puck once more. And of course, the PWHL's 3 points for a regulation win. And you get 2 for an overtime win, 1 for an overtime loss. I mean, that's been huge. It's why the standings are the way they are. Fillier fans on her shot. That's what keeps the race so entertaining. Now Spooner on the far side, forced to turn back as Shelton comes in. Malte will rim it as they go for a change.
Smart play by Natalie Spooner. She sees that everyone has a wholesale change. She's trying to keep possession for the 1-on-5. Trying not to throw that puck away. Trying to create that offense off of those changes to get fresh bodies out there.
Past the midway mark of the second period. Shots 5-2 for the Sirens. As Vespa plays it up for Zandy Hart. Taylor Vespa in her 9th game of the season. Becto trying to play it up. Looking for that support. Too loose now to the point. Quick shot blocked in front once more, and Vespa trying to grab hold and off the pad of Jackson. Another chance here is Becto. Oh, but the block sends it high and hard off the glass. Vespa once more making an impact here. She's playing some limited minutes as the 13th forward.
And she's had limited minutes all season, but that play could have resulted in a goal. A smart cross-ice shot pass, so to speak, looking for that tip in front. So a really heads-up play by Vespa.
She played all games with the Sirens last season, then was signed as a reserve player this year. This is her 3rd standard player agreement term. Miller wins the offensive face-off. Watts puts it on Osborne. He steers it into the far side. Now Miller jumps ahead. Out to Harmon. 8 minutes to go in the second period. Score tied at 1 as we enter this middle frame. A hard rim for Miller once more. Comfort comes in. Gets the puck back. It's loose. Rock to Eldridge. Both teams struggling with tape-to-tape passes, but in comes Watts looking for her 2nd of the game. She'll opt for the pass, can't reach Monroe. Monroe wins the 1-on-1 battle. Turnbull shot. Blocked in front, another chance on Osborne. It's loose and a good clear.
We call that a flutter shot by Callie Flanagan, but smart to just throw it on net. There are already bodies in front, so it doesn't need to be hard. It doesn't need to be a slap shot, but if there are people ready with their sticks down in front, you may as well throw it.
Oh, and Daniel holds it in the slot. Can't go anywhere with her shot. Flanagan loses it in her skates. Out she comes in a foot race with Fecto. Check that, Levis. Now Fillier. Flip it down and go in for the chase. That's what she does. Nurse now. Fillier once more. Looking for Carpenter on the doorstep. Those two so dangerous as Nurse gets caught up with the official. Below the goal line, Fillier. Back for the Sirens. Up to Shelton. Shelton shoots. Just wide. Fillier. Right in front, Levis. Can't find a way past that goal line.
New York's had their opportunities here.
Right now it has been all New York when it comes to the second period and actually getting shots on net up to 6, and Toronto still at just 2 to test Kaylee Osborne here in the middle frame. Carter puts it towards the net. They'll play on. Been fast-paced, almost frenetic in some senses. As Downey Landry looks for a way in, has Rosenthal hovering down low. In with support is Girard. Out to Jamie Bourbonnais. Bourbonnais looking for a way in, and it's just wide. Another quick shot by Shelton. Trying to go top shot there, a little higher this time. And Downey Landry comes in, takes away a stick as well. Fecto puts it down for Toulouse. Toulouse pressured off the puck by Shelby. Malte trying to shovel it backhand out of the zone. Sirens press on. Shelby once more. The Sceptres, a team that will head to the playoffs. Having a hard time here, Giguère nearly grabs hold in the low slot.
New York tried to capitalize on Sarah Nurse not having a stick for a lot of that possession time in the zone, but they can't quite get the puck across from east to west. So they're more or less looking north to south for those shots, but look board to board.
Natalie Spooner trying to pick up the pace here. Jumpstart the rush, but she'll dump it, go off, and Gosling in for the chase. Harchie on the far side. Sceptres just struggling to set up in the zone. Simpson, far side. Fast. She's a difference maker for this team. Maggie Connors puts it into the neutral zone, and Gosling loses it.
This is where you expect Renata Fast to become selfish in a good way. For the team, just say, hey, we see those openings just like she's doing right now, take it.
Oh yeah, she'll take it over the lines herself. Connors puts it back behind Woods, hovering as well, and Fast getting in on that battle. Keeps Harchie off the puck, but the Sirens come away with it once more. It's a New York team putting on the Jets. Bourbonnais didn't have the room, gets it down deep once more. Super exciting addition. The merch has always been on fire in this league.
We got new t-shirts today.
Love it. The energy. There you go.
I love new merch. It's always fun and exciting. And then seeing fans wearing it just shows how supported this league is.
Levis coming in. Just can't get by Monroe. Some solid work off the wall. Miller going to get around Simpson. Bourbonnais puts it to open ice, so icing will be the call. Carpenter looks out, plays it off for Bourbonnais. Gets it up quick for Levis. In heavy Toronto traffic, so Jackson will glove. Here's the whistle. Score still tied at 1. Getting a little into the rough stuff, but just under 3 left in the second period. Sceptres and Sirens in Toronto. Power play brought to you by Royale Tiger Towel. Toronto with the leading power play in the league, humming at 27.6%. They're the only team that has not allowed a jailbreak either so far this season. They're 4 for 13 against the Sirens in this series. Miller wins it clean, gets it up to Fast. Fast with a quick shot. Fast, one of the leaders in power play points. As Watts trying to get to work. She can't hold in a solid clear for New York.
And when I said keep it simple, make those passes, Renata Fast says, well, I see the open lane, take it. But pepper the puck. If you're going to take those shots, attack the net.
Now New York has the #1 penalty kill in the league. They're also the best when it comes to their road PK. Let's see what they can do. Comfer watches the puck go by. Fast along the line. Watts shields out to Fast with a quick stick. Miller backs it down. Settles it for a quick play. Down to Comfer. Gosling humming. She's got 4 power play goals on the season. Under 2 minutes to go here in the second period.
Toronto will put their second unit out. Sarah Nurse down low has the ability to pass it low, pass it high, but also move below the goal line.
Flanagan out to Natalie Spooner. Natalie Spooner, who set the league on fire last year, not only with her overall goals total, but with 7 power play markers. It's been a very different season. Of course, she came in midway after dealing with ACL surgery in the playoffs last year. So Spooner trying to get back to her ways as well. 30 seconds remaining on this Toronto power play. Sceptres first of the game. Nurse out to Malte, who looks back with a quick little pass in front. On the doorstep, Spooner. You got 3 Sirens on you, including Ella Shelton. Time winding down, your final 10 seconds. 5 on 4. Final minute here in the second period. Flanagan kept it in the zone. Malte with a quick pass to Spooner. And it's kept out by Osborne. A big save there and a good penalty kill for the Sirens. That was just 1 shot on goal for the Sceptres, but they go again, looking for another way in. Spooner. Puck goes far side. Rosenthal chips it up, gets it back. The time continues to wind down here. New York looking for a last second burst here. Score likely to stay as it did entering this frame. Tied at 1. Fast looking back out to Harmon. To Daniel. It's kicked off the wall. Hartchie has it. Final seconds here, Turnbull. Back for the Sceptres. 4 seconds remaining. Can they fire a shot off? They'll send it down. And the whistle will go before the buzzer. New York, watch out for potential set play. Rock wins it clean. Oh, and fanned on the shot, but Shelton is all set up there for the slap shot. So tied at 1 through 40 minutes. But it's all back to hockey as the teams take the ice here for the third period. Toronto opens scoring as they have the last 3 meetings against New York, all 3 resulting in wins for the Sceptres. We'll see what they can do. They do have the best record when scoring first in the league. Watts in control with a pass to Miller. What a shot. And a great save by Osborne. Kaylee Osborne in her first career start against Toronto. She has been solid here in this rookie campaign for New York. Comfort to Harmon and Fast. Megan Bozak has her eye on number 14.
I think everyone needs to right now because she lives up to her last name. I don't know how else to put it, but she's
no
fast.
better way to put it.
Exactly, but she can really turn this game around, and it starts in the defensive end.
Monroe trying to work it up for Scamora, but Turnbull will take it herself. Stop short, trying to put it on the doorstep. Monroe with a quick shot. Turned aside once more. Another chance. In they come. Izzy Daniel. Even trying to grab hold of her own rebound. Daniel with some solid looks in this game. It's been a while since Sceptres fans have seen Daniel score. Of course, in her rookie season as well. Came in from Cornell. Patty Kazmaier, award winner last year. It's offside.
Where New York was unlucky on the season with those, that was a big block for their team just then.
Yeah, New York certainly in some aspects unlucky, and then in other ways, just incredible moments. 6 goals in a single period. That had never been done before. A new record. Out comes Gerard. Puts it off the body of CJ, and then in comes bodies flying across the ice. Malte setting up with Spooner. Coming in. Does get a piece of it there. Sends it back down low. On the blue line now, Gosling. Looking to keep it pressed up against the wall as reinforcements come in for Toronto.
And a really smart change for Toronto. Malte knows that she doesn't have support. People are going for a change.
Oh, but in behind coverage, Fillier nearly had a clear lane. Number 10 does not stay quiet long. Certainly hasn't been quiet in this game. Noticeable, especially in the first period. Now Fillier coming on the far side. Harmon to Gosling. Out comes Emma Woods. Woods against her former team, just wide, and there's the cover from Osborne. Zandy Hart puts it into the neutral zone, and Eldridge fighting for body position on Monroe. Carter taking it away from Hartje. Carter's been rock solid, shot at distance. Gives the Sirens some space back down in the Toronto zone. A tie game coming into the second period. No goals there. And now into the third. Toronto looking to regain the early lead established by Watts as Hartje's pass flips up, ends up back in play. Rock now Bourbonnais blocked in front once more. Miller lays it up for Watts, who collides with an official, but that gives Comfer some space. Comfer comes in with a shot. Comfer, no goals against New York in her career. She'd like to change that tonight. Bourbonnais flips it up. Now Fast. Puts it into the corner. Osborne will play it. Giguère far side. Her pass interrupted. Talk about this building being something special. That's one of those advantages. Of course, New York, they're playing spoiler. This is their second Royale Tiger Towel power play of the game. They had one opportunity in the first period. It was a good kill for the Sceptres, doing things like that.
Quick change. Smart. Stay out there for 15, 20 seconds. Get fresh bodies, get fresh personnel on the ice.
Shelton, who scored that power play goal at Scotiabank Arena, takes the puck for a little tour. Rock on the far side, looking for a way in. Down to Carpenter, back to Rock. Draws Comfer her way. Now Shelton to Rock once more. She walks in, drops it off. Carpenter, top of the circle to the point. Shelton, puck kept out. And they'll set up once more. Carpenter, Shelton. Out to Eldridge and in front. Just a quick mistime there as Monroe fights for body position. Gets around. Extended time here for this penalty kill unit, and that's a tough giveaway there from Shelton.
But Toronto did a really nice job in zone to keep New York to the perimeter. Abby Rock to Alex Carpenter, back to Ella Shelton. They didn't have many looks towards the middle of the ice, and you can see Toronto is really trying hard to press down.
New York had just 2 shots on their first 5-on-4 of the game. Right now at none, 20 seconds remaining. Downey Landry brings it around. Jackson trying to find a way out. Back into her crease quick. As the puck finds Zandy Hart at the point, across to Bourbonnais. Bourbonnais looking for a lane, blocked by Nurse. Battle to the far corner. Carter is just out of reach. We're back to even strength. A good penalty kill once more for the Sceptres, and no shots on goal that time for the Sirens on the power play. Some solid home penalty kill. Of course, a win today. Go a far way in keeping things afloat for the Sceptres, and that home ice advantage that is so big. In a 5-game series, that gives you the first 2 games of playoffs in your home barn. Scamora holds on. Haley Scamora comes in. Takes it around, back behind the net. Solid pressure by New York.
And with the back and forth game, each team is now trying to look for a little bit of specifics, but you can't do that. Throw the puck on net.
Toulouse to Zandy Hart. Zandy Hart can't get the pass off as Woods stays with her. Woods without a stick, making it hard to retrieve the puck off the wall. Vespa trying to get it up. Finds Simpson. Simpson walks the line. Her shot not quite on course. Villiers tracks it back behind the net, shaking off that pressure. Haley Scamora once more.
She needed a change. So a simple chip down low that doesn't cause an icing. Smart play, go right to the bench, get fresh legs out.
Fast to Harmon. Up quick for Connors. Connors with a pass to Gosling. Trouble corralling the puck. Gosling to Fast. Here comes Renata Fast. Setting up, looking for a lane, goes high off the glass. Comfort gets a kick on it, so Fast grabs a hold once more. Eldridge sticking to her. Carpenter to Eldridge, and chase is on. Of course, Renata Fast, a player with many minutes as Jackson comes out far to make that save. And what a debut for Jackson, first career start. So far with 20 saves. Kaylee Osborne with 21. Fanned on it is Harchie, but she was set up in the right place. And think of all the oh so close moments, Megan.
It's been from the drop of the puck, where they're just so close, but the fact that this is a 1-to-1 game, this is a big ice surface, but they're focusing on the small spots, the small spaces and pockets within zones to try to capitalize on.
Simpson looks up. Quick move to keep it away from Spooner, and Gerard chasing down along with Flanagan. Sends around the boards, up to Spooner once more. Shelton, quick to play it. From the blue line, Nurse puts it down for Malte. Malte holds. She gets taken off the puck. Nurse now, the near circle. Drives into the corner. Shelton delivers the hit. Spooner trying to tuck it away. Popped up, Nurse backs it down, kept out by Osborne. Now Nurse working off her knees. Gerard gets it across ice to safety.
And that's a shift that Toronto needed. To keep possession, throw things on net, try to generate offense from the Malte Nurse Spooner line, because Troy Ryan is dependent on them.
One meeting this season went to overtime between these two teams. All others closed out in regulation. As the Sceptres come in, Monroe steers aside once more by Osborne, and we've got a penalty on the way.
And that is a penalty, all right.
An interference call gives the Sceptres another shot on the power play after this look by Monroe. Still tied at 1 in the third. Royale Tiger Towel power play for Toronto. The second of the game, Gosling puts it down low. Patience by Watts. It's a favorite place for her to score from, too. Loves a sharp angle below the goal line. Fast to Miller. Miller shoots. Hard off the pad, trying to work at it. It was Comfort and Gosling. As we saw 2 games ago against New York, Gosling, 2 power play goals, picked up her first career game winner. And how about a second one if she can get it going here? Gosling trying to get to work. Miller comes in to settle things down. Villiers pushes her against the wall. Out comes Comfort. Sandy Hart slides in now fast. Just hops over her. Stick played out to Miller. Gosling one-timer on the doorstep. Comfort trying to dig at it. Watts to collect, so tiring out this PK unit right now. Watts cross ice to Miller. Miller shoots a bluff. What a block by Fillier, who seems to do it all for this team. Watts comes in, out to fast, shoots, and a big stop by Osborne. 46 seconds remaining on this Toronto power play. 4 shots on goal in that flurry of activity. Jackson comes out to play it. Toronto is not allowed a shorthanded or jailbreak goal, as it's known in the PWHL, where shorthanded goal frees your own player from the penalty box. In comes Spooner. Ends that power play. Now Flanagan takes it up to the circle, across. Quick work, Spooner, net front. Denied once more. They'll have another go. 14 seconds remain. Carter can't hold the line. Forced to regroup. Flanagan. Final seconds here on the power play. Steered aside. And so neither side has allowed a power play goal. Will stay tied at 1. Just over 7.5 minutes left here in the third period.
And a good testament to both teams' PKs, but special teams will separate. So trying to find those lanes like Toronto just did with that last play with Nurse and Spooner out there, they need more of that. Creating opportunities from dots down.
And Toronto wants to get going once again, and their power play fueling an incredible win streak through the middle of the season that opened things up and really was the opposite tale for New York, a team that on a 9-game skid in the second act of their season really made it impossible, near impossible it seemed, to get back into a playoff spot.
And it's hard to bounce back from even losing 2 games in a row, 3 games in a row, let alone 9. You're digging yourself out of a hole, but you can tell New York as a team, they didn't lose that confidence in each other. They didn't lose the room. Fargo still had his team to coach, and you could tell that the girls were willing and able, even though it was a really deep hole to dig themselves out of.
Toulouse takes it around. Toulouse holds to the point. Shelton deflected out, so Watts will flip it down. Comfort looking to end a 2-game skid for Toronto. Meanwhile, it's been an impressive 3-game win streak for New York. Impressive in the sense it's just the second time in their team history they've done that. If they make it to 4, that's a franchise first, and what a way to end strong here on their road schedule. Miller. The Sirens have admittedly been much better on the road as Miller comes in, and Osborne able to cover, and they've had their chances, both teams, on the power play. Check this one out by Spooner, net front, denied by Osborne. Last time Miller scored, it was a 4-point night for number 34, career high against New York. That was 8 games back, so it's been a while for Hannah Miller.
And I was fortunate enough to be teammates with Hannah in China and Russia, and she's a great person off the ice, a phenomenal player, and she brings a lot of value to a team, any team she plays for.
Watts comes in. Can't get a release on the shot. Miller just having herself an incredible start to this season, and a difference maker in all aspects. Had to miss 1 game due to injury, or at least load management. Shelton comes in the neutral zone, takes the shot. Jackson stands tall. Levis battling for it, under 5 to go in the third period. Flipped up. Spooner forced to turn back. Brock will get there. Sirens buzzing. Really feeling like the next goal win mentality in this game, as it's been so tough to get through. Now Nurse comes in. Nurse takes the shot, and delayed penalty. But now the onus is on Toronto to make good here. They've had 2 power play opportunities, 0 for 2 in this game. They had opportunities so far. This power play brought to you by Royale Tiger Towel. Not quite a clean win, but Watts able to get a touch on it near side. Miller is hanging out on the far wall. Now fast in a foot race. Jackson comes out to play it with confidence. Watts tries to poke it ahead. Gosling facing that pressure is the Sirens not letting up. Harchi playing with plenty of heart in this game. Under 4 to go. Toronto on the power play. Third opportunity of the game. Fast puts it down now. Again, the Sceptres set up. Watts got a goal already in this game. Up to Fast. Back down to Watts once more. Watts turns around off the wall, and that's advantage New York. Archie will send it sailing. Carpenter comes right up to Jackson. Sarah Nurse sets up this power play. Out to Spooner on the near side. Caught off her skate to Nurse to help out. Now Malte comes in, and it's just on the outside of the netting. Crowd reacting to that. Harmon to Flanagan. Flanagan now back to Harmon. Malte comes in with a shot net front. Kept out once more. Nurse kept within reach by Malte. Harmon is trying to hit it hard off the end board and get some pressure down low. Malte, Spooner works it off the wall. Now Harmon shoots. Blocked in front. Harmon still looking for her first goal of the season, and Flanagan in the glove. And it doesn't matter if you outshoot a team. It comes down to wins, and that's a mentality as well to take into playoffs if you're the Sceptres, as it's another good penalty kill for the Sirens.
With Hayles Kimura, Izzy Daniel, Blair Turnbull, get it deep, keep possession, and then try to get a quick change off. Let that offensive team do the work.
2.5, just under now, left in the third period. Can the Sceptres close this out, or the Sirens in 60? As it trickles towards, it's still alive. Jackson loses sight of it briefly. Taken to the outside, now into the middle is Renata Fast. I mean, the Sceptres lost to the Fleet on Saturday despite leading in shots 29-15. That 14-shot differential, the largest in a shutout loss by any team this season. So that's where the shots can rack up, but it's important to break through. Osborne standing tall for New York.
And we know the goalies are good.
Oh, yeah.
We know that they're good.
Without question now. Miller trying to play the puck up for Flanagan. We've got another power play for the Sceptres on the way. So Jackson to the bench at 6-on-5. Comfort to Monroe. She lets go. Nurse looks back. Monroe. 1:20 to go here. Extra attacker out as delayed penalty. Nurse fires. It's alive, and there's the whistle as Shelton goes to clear. Right now, though, focused on closing this one out in 60. Another power play. Royale Tiger Towel for the Sceptres. Nurse to Watts. Brings it back in the neutral zone. Fast to Watts. As time winds down here, Watts patient. Turns it around. It's 5-on-4. So shorthanded, and Carpenter will just float it down.
The classic soft dump in. But now New York can wholesale change. They have fresh bodies out there.
Fast comes in and was almost taken away by Rock. Any win tonight for the Sceptres secures them a top 2 finish, but they want to stay in it for first. Closing it out with a big 3-point regulation win, but time. Now 17 seconds remaining, still on the power play. Fast to Watts, one-timer, and Simpson gets her stick on it. Little backhand pass up. And of course, for the Sirens, any way to continue to grab points, they'll just wind this one down, and we are going to overtime. All tied at 1. It wasn't for an incredible effort by the Sceptres. Shots 11-3 in the third. We'll be back for more with 3-on-3 overtime ahead. You've got players like Shelton that'll just send it down. Chew up that time. 42 seconds, though. Long time here, as you said, with a 4-on-3 opportunity. Although Sceptres unable to make good on the power play in regulation. It's an extension of their fourth player advantage. Fast to Watts. Watts shoots, and it's just wide. Miller, far side to Fast. We're in overtime here. It'll jump back to 3-on-3 if no goal in the next 12 seconds. Fast puts on the speed. Pass cut short by Shelton. Shelton once more.
Depending on when there's a whistle, now it will be a 4-on-4 until there is a whistle.
So 4-on-4 right now, just one shot on that power play. The remaining time out of regulation as Harmon drives it around, loses an edge. Watts to Harmon. Harmon to Turnbull. Turnbull off Osborne.
Oh my God!
You can hear the frustration now, and Turnbull is trying to shake off that pressure. Harmon uses the boards once more, keeps it in, but Carpenter grabs hold, and she had Fillier with open ice ahead.
Smart for Emma Malte to turn back. They're trying to get fresh legs on.
Oh, and that gives Sarah Nurse all kinds of room, and it's off of Osborne. Sarah Nurse right down Main Street.
Not going to get any closer than that in overtime without putting it in the back of the net.
Oh my goodness, the seas parted there. Now Fast. Only 3 minutes remain here in overtime. Still 4-on-4 is no whistle since the puck dropped, and it was a 4-on-3. Toronto had that power play. Monroe comes in off the pad, kicked out by Osborne. And the Sceptres have been in this position before where they've outshot, outworked, and then unable to come away with the win. And Shelton now in a big foot race. Jackson turns it aside, and she goes down as Shelton collides with Jackson.
I don't think either team expected to have a 4-on-4 for this long.
An extended time now. Rock plays it out. Quick shot by Eldridge, who gets taken down. Last time Toronto won in 3-on-3 overtime, it was Daryl Watts, the game winner, out in Vancouver. February 16th. And for the Sirens, a little bit more recent, March 12th against Montreal, Maya Nyland Person. Who will be the hero tonight? Fillier. Over this time to Zandy Hart. Drops it off for Carpenter. Quick passes. Trying to get the wraparound. Minute 45 to go. The Sceptres. They've been able to score late in overtime before. Miller drives towards the net. Lane close off. Watts comes in. It's kept out. Haley Osborne outstanding tonight in her first start against Toronto. The Sceptres with 34 shots in this game. Turnbull looking to close it out. Takes the puck into the corner, keeps it behind. There's that pressure persistent. As Malte drives towards the net. Tries to bury it. Turnbull back behind. Turnbull once more, the captain for the Sceptres. Can she close it? Flanagan. Now Malte patient. Keeps possession. Final minute of 3-on-3 overtime. With no goal, we head to a shootout. Malte. Patient. Floated down to Flanagan. Out comes Comfort. Sarah Nurse. Comfort to Nurse. Just missed time. Monroe will come in. Nurse once more. Nurse. 30 seconds on the clock. It's just wide. Nurse has been the overtime hero before. ×2, in fact, last season. Now Levis is a 2-on-1 to Carpenter, just out of reach. This game won't quit. Levis out now to Bourbonnais, and the Sirens. Can they cash in? 5 seconds to go here. And a hard slap shot by Rock to put a statement on that, but we'll head to a shootout.
And why not hit the trio? Get thrown into your first game, regulation, that wasn't enough. Overtime, yeah, that's not enough. Let's give it a shootout, but Natalie Spooner, here we go.
Spooner with the first attempt, comes in, backhand, scores! That'll set the tone here to start the shootout.
Natalie Spooner loves to take it a little bit wide, but it's the simple stick handle that pulls it right to the back. Osborne thought she had it, but the fact that Spooner was able to lift it sold that play.
First shootout attempt of the season, first shootout goal. Now Eldridge tests out Jackson in the glove. And so Toronto has a lead now. It is a 5-round shootout.
CJ wasn't moving on that. Eldridge knows she wants to shoot that puck the moment she slowed her feet.
Jesse Eldridge has a shootout winner as well in her history. Now Watts coming in, and it's a miss.
Just wide for Daryl Watts, and she knows that she's trying to pick that corner. She's shuffling her feet, and she thinks that she can squeeze it by Osborne.
Well, and Watts, that's her 5th shootout attempt in her career, has not been able to score a shootout goal so far. Carpenter, on the other hand, for the first for New York, and she's just wide.
I love watching Alex Carpenter shoot the puck, go on breakaways, go for a shootout, because she will make a nice move to the backhand, or she will shoot that puck and feather that in, and that's just wide.
We could see her again as well, her 8th shootout attempt. Now Gosling coming in, off the pad there.
Gosling had that sold, and if she just went a little bit wider after that initial fake, she's coming down on her backhand, she's got her head up, that initial fake, Osborne goes down, and then she buries that.
Sarah Fillier has yet to score a shootout goal. What can she do here? Denied by Jackson.
Fillier just tries to do a stick handle backhand, but in order to score, we have to hit the net. We have to hit the net, but for CJ Jackson, calm in the net.
And we'll get another look at Spooner, who, of course, scored on her first attempt in this game. Spooner takes it wide to the far side, comes in, scores!
Listen to that crowd. If that doesn't give you life and energy, nothing will. But it's the shot 5-hole. She has her head down, but she knows where she wants to shoot it.
A save here, and the Sceptres win. Carpenter comes in. Toronto in a shootout winner. All love to Carly CJ Jackson. Her first career start comes away with the win. Thank you all for joining us tonight. A game that also celebrated pride in the PWHL. On behalf of Megan Bozek, Rob Pizzo, our entire production crew, and the PWHL, I am Daniela Ponticelli. Good night from Toronto.